maybe the best way to wrap your mind around the idea of forced trust and how important it is to the medical relationship is a story that's 3,000 years old. It's a story that's told in Plato's Republic, standard dialogue in which Socrates asks the students who are constantly surrounding him in his classic, friendly, somewhat sarcastic way, how they'd respond to a hypothetical. A shepherd, he says, is out in the field and finds a ring in the grass. And he picks the ring up, and it's really attractive, but not so attractive that you'd run off and give it back to Lost and Found. It's got a bezel on the top that's shaky, and so he turns the bezel, and poof, he's invisible. After about 3 or 4 minutes of playing with this, he realizes that all around him the other shepherds can't see that he's disappeared, and so when he turns it again and reappears, it's as though he wasn't gone. And so Socrates turns to his students and says, "You had a ring like this, what would you do? Would you use it? And if you did, how would you use it?" And so the dialogue that ensues, which I think is actually this is about medicine, is one of the better Socratic dialogues, and it's the only one that deals with this question directly. It begins with the student who says, "Well, I'd use it for good," or "not at all." And the next student says, I think that's a nice idea, but get real. I'd also like to know about those people who have secrets about me. There are people I don't trust who I think might be hurting me, and maybe there's some people who ought to suffer some consequences that I could help them suffer to right wrongs with this ring. By the time it comes all the way around to Charmides, one of Socrates' favorite students, the group has essentially acknowledged, as this final student says, that if you had the ring, you'd kill the king, marry the queen, and take over the kingdom, right? Because you could. And there's the old absolute power corrupts absolutely piece, but that's not what Socrates wants. Socrates says, what do we learn from this? And the answers that come back are, of course, no one can be trusted, right? All of the pupils say there's no way to ever really trust someone, because if they can get away with something, they will. I mean, look, we've proven it. And Socrates says, in essence, no. What we've discovered is the essence of medicine, that it's only when you can do otherwise and do, right? When you have the power to do great harm and elect not to, that's when trust is possible. So forced trust means you don't have any choice but to be naked in front of a doctor. You don't have any choice but to be sort of unable to make decisions. Doctors can hide anything, and often do. The system hides all sorts of things. It's really not a question of trust. There really is no ethical issue, Socrates puts it, until you can get away with enjoying the erotic fact that your patient is beautiful and not letting the patient know. Lying about the patient's condition because you can. Trust is the fact that you have every reason to tell a lie. You may even think it will benefit the person, but you don't. And it's in that possibility that clinical ethics can happen.